The year is 2025, and you still don't have a gaming PC. But what you do have is a $1,200 NAS that you use for all your 4K homework. And you also happen to have a spare 4090 that you carry around just in case. You also happen to have 64 gigabytes of DDR5 because you sold your entire house. Now what you actually have here is a gaming PC. Now the only things that you need to make this happen is everything. So we have our 1000 watt power supply. You probably don't need 1000 watt, but I like to be extra careful and I love power. And an NVMe to PCIe 3 adapter, a PCIe Express riser cable, a 1 terabyte NVMe, and Windows 11 or Bazzite, whatever you want to do.
Ass!
Please don't rage at me. I'm gonna install Windows 11 on this thing. It's just easier, okay? It's easier for me because it's a NAS. I don't know what drivers this thing needs. Would you just calm down? So that's all you need to make this happen. So let's do it. I've never installed a different operating system on a NAS before. There goes all my data. This actually is my NAS, so I have all my content on here at the shop. I upload it to here, so I really hope I don't mess things up. And this is my only 4090. So I really hope I don't mess things up. And my framework RAM, which I don't have any spares. So I'm really risking it for your entertainment right here because I'm so confident it'll work. Oh yeah, that's a hefty boy. I'm not getting sponsored for this video, by the way. It's probably the last thing they want you to do is... Anyways, we take this panel off right here. You see this panel?
No.
Lupe can't see right now. He's operating the camera with his smell. These usually come with 8 gigabytes of DDR5. I'm gonna slap in 64 gigabytes of DDR5. Yes, this is gonna be the most expensive gaming rig. So this NAS have multiple NVMe bays and they have 2 RAM slots. I need to figure out which one is M1 and M2. M2, key M2. I'm gonna gamble with this one. I'm gonna use this one first. My goal here, besides the memes, is to not actually destroy the internal SSD, the internal operating system, because I haven't made a backup of the internal OS, and I'm not sure if they have recovery files for them yet, so that'll stink. I'm sure Ugreen will hook me up if that's the case, but, you know, I want to be safe. NVMe is in, DDR5 is in. Here comes the fun part. I'm an idiot. How the hell are we gonna install the fucking GPU? Dumbass. Moron. All right, so this is gonna have to stay out for now. This is the exciting part, and this is also the part I have no idea how we're gonna do this correctly. Obviously, we're gonna put the GPU in the riser, right? Oh yeah, you like that? Oh, it is PCIe 4. Oh wait, no, the adapter is. The riser is, the thing probably isn't. Make sure to lock it in place. We wanna be extra safe with this thing, all right? And now, we need to plug it into this, and we need to plug this NVMe into there. So how are we gonna do that? Let's figure this out. Let's get the angles right first. So that's gonna go in there. It does have the screw right there, so I can screw it in to mount it so it's at least steady right here. I probably can still put the door down right there. So this is gonna hang out over here. And then I plug this in and have it hang out on the top. And these lift it up so that it provides enough space in between here where it's not actually going against the cables. Now you may say, well, there's an easier way to do this. To which I say, do I look like a man that does things easy? Do I look like a man? We are in here and now we want to secure this. Oh, we already have our first issue. The damn clip doesn't clip in the clip thing.
Maybe you have to break the clip.
No, I don't break clips, I break hips. When I thrust your girl. Oh man.
Why not just leave it open?
Because, Lupe. There we go. How about this? Now, it's not a door, but it's a flap. Now we just gotta throw some RGB on it and we'll up the price 6,000% so we can be a real manufacturer. All right, this is a sketchy part here, actually. Oh, geez, it's backwards. So that's the front of it. Oh, this is gonna be, Well, now the question is, the power supply, can we bend it like this? Oh God, that's so dirty. And we put the power supply on the left side, plug it in, GPU can go on the top. I mean, this build makes no sense, so I don't know what I'm doing trying to actually like make it aesthetically pleasing. The only other time I've used this adapter, I used it with a mini PC. There was like a B-Link mini PC way back in the day, and I did it was a short video. I wasted all that time on a short video. That's why I don't make short videos anymore. That video did like $1 in revenue, and it took me like 3 days to make. This is not gonna work. So you see the cable's too thick. This is not gonna work. So what I'm gonna actually do, I'm gonna take off the door. Didn't work that way because this was getting stuck on the things right here. But what if I did it this way? Now, mind you, there's tape right here. There's elastic right here that's preventing it from actually ripping off the contact points. And there's a little tape right here. So if I can just get like at least some resistance, what if I just do this? Okay, you know what? I think we can work with this. All right, 2 screws, I think that's enough. So it's not cutting the wire right here. And we can now mount it right there. So just to test it, mount it right here. Okay, now the power supply. This is where it gets really ugly. So it looks neat now, but it's gonna get very ugly in 30 seconds. So this is good like this. It would be nice if we could mount it. Now, time for the extender. And bring it up. Gonna go like this. We're in, but now the problem, how are we gonna mount this? How is it gonna stay there? It's your ultimate goon machine. Your spare lotion right there, you'll never run out, you'll never forget to get more lotion, because it's right there. Now it's time for our GPU power. Oh, we're falling off. Oh geez. How about this? Can we use it? Can we use the cables to support the thing? Screw it. Lotion's. No more lotion. I'm doing it dry. We're using the cables themselves, boys. There's not much bending. There is some bending. There's not much bending. We're using the cables themselves. Now we need to plug stuff in. This is the fun part. We have 3 USB ports on the back of here. We have 2 USB 2s and then 1 USB 3.2. Obviously, we're gonna use our install USB on the 3.2. I'm curious if it's gonna output to the HDMI immediately, or if it's going to go to the video card. I don't see why it would go to the video card because it doesn't really know that the video card is a video card yet. I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work. It's gonna be interesting. Obviously, neither do you. That's why you're here watching this video with me. All right, so HDMI's in, everything's in. Oh, that cable's getting tighter and tighter.
That's what she said.
This is the moment of truth here. I'm gonna turn on the power supply. And we have fan spin. Do you have fan spin over here? Yes, you do. Fan spin, we have lights. I don't know what those lights mean. Nothing's blown up yet. I don't smell smoke yet. Now, the NAS.
A lot of people don't know who NAS is.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You youngins out there with terrible taste of music. So I think it was actually retraining the RAM. Now we have some different lights, but I think it was retraining the RAM because I did give it 64 gigabytes. We weren't able to boot into the BIOS. We didn't get any image when we had the HDMI plugged out into here. We even tried it from here. So I don't know if it just doesn't have the drivers for a friggin' 4090 in there. So what we did is I turned off this adapter, plugged it directly into the NAS, held control, and just smashed F12, and that's how you get into BIOS on this thing. So what I'm gonna do, I need to first disable Watchdog, which is in, I think, advanced, I wanna say. Yeah, Watchdog settings. I wanna disable that. NVMe configuration, 128 gigs. So that's the operating system in the internal SSD, which I'm not gonna mess with. That is our SSD that we installed, the WD SSD. So it has a 12th gen i5 1235U. That's actually gonna be funny because that's not a bad CPU. So this thing might actually be faster than most people's computers. Now what I wanna do, I wanna disable that internal OS. 1, 2, so I need to disable 3 because that's the 512. That is the GPU right now, which is the other NVMe slot. This should be the internal SSD. So let's try that. I probably should have just disconnected the hard drives before I did any of this. Poor things, they're going through hell. Don't touch me, man. Yes, I do want to boot into UEFI OS, and this is our Windows 11 install disk. Mouse doesn't work.
Maybe that thing in the back.
Yeah, you know what it is? I don't think they recognize these ports. Oh. That was you. No. That was you. You started unplugging stuff back there.
I only unplugged one thing.
You yanked 2 things. Listen, you yank, you don't even know it. That's all right. All I need is a keyboard. I don't need no stinking...
I need a product key.
I don't need no stinking product key either. I don't need a mouse. I don't need a product key. I don't need none of that. All right, we're gonna do Windows 11 Pro because we have that product key on deck, right?
Yeah, it's in there.
And now I'm just gonna start deleting every partition. All of my data gone. That's our guy right here. Disk 6 is our guy. That's a 512 gigabyte SSD. So we're gonna start eliminating all the disk 6 partitions. And here we are. Let's go, baby. Let's do this. Oh, this is gonna be exciting. Let's see what happens. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I wanna see a spinny thing here. Gorgeous. This is it. All right, cool. This is gonna take a few minutes too. I'm gonna eat my nuts. I didn't even have time to finish my nuts. I don't have internet. I'm not gonna tell it I have internet. All this garbage, get out of here. We don't want any of that. Microsoft. I'm so curious. What we do, we're gonna stress test this thing and I'm confident it's gonna explode.
Is it warm?
No, not at all actually. But we don't know what the CPU is. I'm sure the CPU isn't designed to handle all this like power that we're gonna be shoving through it. Searching for a display driver. Let's see what the device manager, just for giggles, let's see all of the things it can install. Not too many things. Ethernet controller, PCIe device. We don't have an Ethernet driver, so we can't even go online. I had to plug in one of our Wi-Fi adapters. Now I'm hoping Ugreen has like a driver pack. God fucking damn it, Microsoft Edge. Oh God. Snake! Might all actually be the management driver, so let's go into there. This thing's snappy. So this CPU is, as you can imagine, not very powerful. So let's go into the CPU. It runs a base speed of, I think, 1.3? Yeah, 1.3 gigahertz. It looks like it can overclock to 2.56, which is, it is what it is. 10 cores, not bad. I ended up resorting to downloading 2 HP drivers for the serial IO driver for the Intel CPU that we have, and I also downloaded the Intel chipset driver for obviously the Intel chipset. And I'm happy to say, we're good to go. But right now, I'm going to test to see if the GPU is recognized. That's really good for the GPU, by the way. Let's turn it on. We're on, we have power, and Ugreen. I'm a Ugreen spurt at this point. What?
Whoa.
We have no driver, but let's not fret. We shan't fret. Let's use Bing. Let's Bing a 4090. I just can't say, let's Bing. No, I don't want GeForce now. Get out of here. I want just the driver. Microsoft Teams. Yeah, because I'm gonna use Microsoft Teams on my NAS right now. Listen, if I was short on memory, I would definitely install Chris Titus's script right now and just disable every bloat piece of crap, but I don't have time for that, so we're just gonna install our 4090 driver, and we're good, baby. This is gonna be the ultimate NAS gaming machine. You can have your homework while you're gaming on the same device. 16 terabytes of homework on your device. While you're playing games, multiple monitors. I'm sure you could pretty this thing up if I wasn't so crazy. I didn't think this thing would work. I thought it was gonna end up as, you know, don't try this. This always doesn't work, ha ha ha. Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song, you know. Our driver is installed and we have our programs installed. I downloaded Steam. Okay, that's why they got rid of that monitor. I downloaded Steam and I have 3D Mark, and what I wanna do is run a few benchmarks on here just so we can get like an idea of how powerful this is. The computer's doing nothing right now. And that temperature is pretty high. This is a mobile CPU, by the way. This is a CPU that belongs in low power laptops. So it is not designed to be running a 4090 and Windows 11 Pro with 64 gigabytes. But you know what? It is. So let's run out of time spy. Let's see what this is. Obviously the CPU is gonna be fairly low and the GPU is gonna be astronomically high, and it's a NAS, which is, I still can't get over that. It's a damn NAS.
5 minutes later.
These are our Time Spy scores, as you can see. Graphics score, insane. CPU score is pretty down there. The temperatures are interesting though, so it maintained its like 80 degrees or so, and it did throttle, so you can see somewhere down here, I forget where, but it hits, you know, 3.8 gigahertz and then just dies, goes back to 3.8, so not bad for a NAS. I'm gonna adjust the fan settings on here. I'm gonna crank the fan to make sure that CPU runs as cold as possible, where I think we can do that. I thought we could do that. Hardware monitor maybe? Ah, here it is, full on. Let's listen to it. I don't hear it. Full on? Wait, how many full ons do we get? Does it not update until we restart it?
The greatest technician that's ever lived.
Save and exit. This thing's gonna be so loud probably, right? I'll never get used to that sound.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Oh yeah, now we're pumping. Now we're pumping some air. Oh, it's coming out the front. Oh yeah, because it has a cooldown, the HDD's nuts. Oh yeah, I'm removing this dust cover, baby. We don't need that.
Weight reduction.
Weight reduction. Put that right there. Oh yeah, we're hauling. Now let's see those temps. HW info. 32. No. 64. This is a real NAS here, buddy. Okay, 82. We haven't throttled yet. Now let's see if we're gonna throttle as soon as we hit 3D Mark. Yes, Steam, you may change my computer. Are we gonna hit 100C just low? Oh, we're getting high. Well, this is interesting, Lupe. So we turn the fan up. We got a nice score, 6227, the CPU score. Graphics score, 2530, whatever that says. Look at this score right here. You see what that says? Mm-hmm. What does this say?
The best.
So what does that mean, Lupe?
I am the best DJ that's ever lived.
I just broke a world record for this CPU on a NAS because I'm cheating using a GPU 4090. But you know what, baby? That's what we do. World record, let's go. Now, how do I compare result online? Let's do this. I need to mushroom stamp this so everybody knows. Yes, there I am. There I am. You see that? Greatest technician that's ever lived, baby. World record. I have the fastest i5 1235U CPU thing NAS you've ever seen. Breaking records. Valid result.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I'm going to break all these records now, baby. Oh, and we didn't hit 100C with the fan on. We did not hit 100C, but we got very close to 100C. So it did throttle, but it didn't throttle as much. I think that's why our score was a little bit higher than it was before, because the extra fan, which isn't even that much, honestly. I think these are like two 120mm fans that are blowing the cold air in here, but I don't even know what the CPU heatsink looks like. I'm not going to take this thing apart because I'm too lazy, but I'll probably show it right here because someone else probably took it apart. Well, guess what? Another world record. Let's go. 8690. Hey, nice. Nice. Another world record. I beat it by almost 1,000. 8690, baby. Let's go. On my Ugreen NAS. DXP 6800 Pro. I better get some sort of like Ugreen award for this. Again, this video isn't sponsored. This is just me being an idiot, and all I have is Ugreen NASs. So that's it. Oh yes, dude. And my Time Spy Extreme score, also legendary, but I can't compare it to anybody because no one's been crazy enough to try it like I have, so we can't compare scores with that. Ooh, it's looking good though, baby. Looking good. This is the greatest NAS that's ever lived. Yeah, the temps were a little up there. We still have not hit 100C though, so the little increase in the fan speed made a difference. I'm sure if we like actually invested in cooling this thing, we could do it, but ain't nobody got time for that. We're back. So we have all our games installed. I'm gonna start with Black Mesa. Let's see how this thing really performs as a gaming computer.
So we're not gonna address why you came through the window?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's just how I enter rooms.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm used to climbing in through windows. And it took me forever to download the games. You know, we had to leave it on this whole weekend. If only I had a NAS to store the games on locally so I could download it from there. I might look into that. This game is definitely CPU bound. Look at that, oh my god, look at it. Nearly 500 FPS. So I have everything on Ultra right now. Ultra. Enable unsupported performance heavy video options? Yes? What the hell? Of course. Explosion. Our CPU, what, 75%? GPU's barely being used. 30%, 40%, yeah, it's barely being used. It is definitely spiking a lot though. You can tell it's being CPU, limited by the CPU because we're getting from like 500 to 150 FPS. For a competitive shooter, I'm sure this thing would work. Here. Let's go out in style. CS2, baby. Let's go. We're gonna play some competitive games. This monitor is a 1440p monitor. I didn't even know that. So we were actually playing Black Mesa on 1080, I think it defaulted to. CS2 defaulted to 1440. These are our settings. Custom. I think we're gonna crank it to very high because it makes it easier to compare what we're actually doing. FPS 150. On Ultra for 1440, dude, this is not bad at all. I mean, this is pretty insane, to be honest. That guy was AFK. But he's making me look good.
Kill the chicken.
Is that your... Oh, Jesus. We can't show that. That is not appropriate. God, the FPS is pretty good. The CPU, 111%. So it's clearly overclocking itself, which is actually good that it's able to do that. It feels so dirty gaming on a NAS. at like this rate, you know? So CS, yes, you can play competitive CS on your NAS. Let's benchmark it in Cyberpunk. How about that? Let's get our settings. Let's look what our settings are. Graphics. Ray Tracing Ultra. Wow, this thing's really going for it. Frame gen off. High quality, high quality. I mean, for ray tracing being on Ultra, this is performing pretty well. Obviously, you can see CPU is through the tits. GPU is barely being utilized. 40%. That's the current theme with this thing, obviously. So will it work? Yes, technically. Should you do this? No. Why am I doing this? Why do I do anything? These are the droids you're looking for. 48.6, not bad. 1440p, Ray Tracing Ultra. I'd say this NAS can play some games. I haven't played this game in years, so I'm sorry for all this stuff happening. There's some crazy input lag on here. Wow. And the GPU is pinned at 99%. Lupe, you've never played Doom, have you? This one.
I thought you were talking about the old school.
No.
And this, my friends, is what an actual bottleneck looks like. You see how the 4090 is pinned at 99% usage, but the gameplay still feels like a slideshow? That's because the 4090 is built to run on 16 lanes of PCI Gen 4 bandwidth, but by plugging it into this NVMe slot, we forced it to communicate through just 4 lanes. And because we have 2 other NVMe drives and the NAS's internal 10 gig networking all fighting for the CPU's attention, the PCIe bus is completely saturated. That 99% utilization you're seeing, that's not the card working hard on graphics. That's the GPU's controller active waiting for data to arrive through that tiny 4-lane straw. The frames are being rendered, but they're getting stuck in traffic on the way to your eyes. And that's what's causing these massive delays.
Can it run Doom? Yes. Can it run Doom on Ultra Nightmare? Not so well, but I'm happy. I think this was a very fun experiment. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna now take my 4090 back to my house so I can edit this video and hopefully not damage it in the process, because that would really stink. But as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Check out the, whatever. What cable do you have with her?
Dominatrix.
I don't judge. Real NAS. I'm still going through puberty. Please excuse me. All right, let's see. What chapter do we want? Lupe has never played Half-Life, so unfortunately.
I wish I had a computer.
Your computer's better than mine, dude. we go over this. We've been over this many times. I can't wait to bring this NAS with me everywhere I go, because it's a portable computer now. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. You can kill it right here. Actually, just delete that. Delete that video. Isn't there a way to disable the intro screen, man?
Why? Nexus Mod Manager, baby.
Ah.